welcome to episode number 66 of the Nonsense Review. I am your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
And just for those of you who are listening and unaware of the behind-the-scenes shenanigans, when we normally record the podcast, I'm going to be occupied that day, so this is being recorded in advance. In fact, so much so that we literally recorded episode 65 yesterday.
Yeah, we did. But we're still keeping for the May the 4th month, and I believe this is the last one, isn't it?
This is our very last episode, which is Firefly. I love Firefly. Rick's never watched it.
Yeah, this is true. A bunch of nerds have told me to go see it, and I go, cool, I can put that on my rainy day list, but apparently a global pandemic wasn't a rainy enough day, so today's the day.
Yeah, you said that about a lot of things that that have been recommended your way.
Yeah. I know a lot of nerds.
As you guys who watch the podcast more often than not probably remember, we like to briefly touch upon our weeks before we actually do the review. However, we can't really do that. We did that yesterday. So instead, we're going to borrow a segment we like to use over at the Nonsense Retrospective. And what's the name of that segment, Rick?
The Nonsense Asinine Hypothetical. And do you have one for me today?
I do. This one's got caveats to try and stop it from being ultra boring.
Okay.
You lead basically, you are a wannabe emperor, a ruler, as it were, of a vast territory. You have to appoint 3 people, a strategist, a grand marshal, and an enforcer. The caveats I'm going to throw here is you only get the people's acumen, abilities. You don't get their, you can't say Gandalf and you have access to Gandalf's magic. You only get his mind and his leadership qualities. The second caveat is no Star Wars, because you're a cheater that way.
Shit, so I'm going to pick Thrawn.
Do you need any further elaboration?
Is this a global territory or a space territory or what?
Just say Earth.
Earth. Okay, so shame of no Thrawn, because Thrawn's a good pick for the strategist.
Thrawn could equally be a quality Grand Marshal.
Oh, he could, yeah, but...
There's a real thin line between strategist and Grand Marshal, let's be real.
There is, yeah. Some strategists are better on the back lines.
Yeah.
For
those of you unaware listening, Grand Marshal implies a more direct role on battlefields. That's the distinction we're drawing between the two. Although we do know it's a bit more nuanced than that.
I'm going to jump in right at the other end, and for my enforcer, I'm having Andre the Giant, because if you fight Andre the Giant, you're an absolute shitheel, and the entire army is going to be fired up to the maximum.
Okay. I'm going to assume we're keeping kayfabe for this.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Kayfabe Andre the Giant. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Also, as a human being, he was, such a really nice guy as well, so...
Yeah, but not very much, he had gigantism, which means his bones were not good. He was in constant pain.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going in at the light and fluffy side, but not exactly that light and not exactly that fluffy, but still the kind of guy you want to give a fist bump and a hug to, you know?
He does have a real critical weakness, though. He is deathly afraid of snakes, as is everyone who ever wrestled Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh boy.
That was the gimmick. Every single person who had a feud with Jake the Snake had to be deathly afraid of snakes.
Man. So yeah, he's my enforcer. I think my strategist, I might have to go with Sun Ce.
As strategist and not Grand Marshal.
Because people can look up to him.
Again, I feel like that. Hey, it's your pick. You do what you want. I'm just like...
Yeah, like you say, the lines are very blurry on these two. To be honest, I don't know if I've got much of a better pick for either of them than him.
I don't think he'd be a good pick as a strategist, because he himself had strategists.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, I'll make him my Grand Marshal.
That makes a lot more sense for that particular person.
Leliana.
Who?
Leliana from Dragon Age.
Oh, okay.
She's a very good strategist as a spy master.
Yeah, but I don't think she'd be a very good strategist in leading armies and supply routes.
Maybe not, but she's good enough as a spy master to basically make up for that. I'm going for the story that can be told, not the perfect gang,
gotcha. So the story is told that your budding empire dies in its first few days.
Oh, it doesn't die, but it has roadblocks to overcome. There may be other stronger empires, but then we're the underdog and therefore have to win for the sake of the story.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think this gets crushed very early on, but oh well. That's your team. Congratulations.
But yeah, my one for you is we're watching a space western today, and rather than the low-hanging fruit of what else we did do in space, I'm going to say, where else would you say you could set a western and have it as a fun and interesting concept?
I mean, it's a bit of a flawed question. Because westerns are just samurai films. You know what I mean? So westerns themselves are just samurai things, but set in the West.
Spaghetti samurai, yeah.
I'm not even joking. You know, and I can't really think of anything. Like, it's more like, what genre do I want to see western combined with?
Yeah, totally.
I don't think it does well as a subgenre.
Do you not? Okay.
That's my own personal take. And we've seen space several times.
You don't want to see a kaiju western, or...
No, how the fuck would you do that? Have a giant cowboy fight Godzilla? Godzilla would win, so who cares?
Yeah, now that I've said it, it doesn't sound quite so good. But we knew going in that today's question was going to be a crap one.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Oh well.
However, the episode is long, so having a short segment wasn't a bad idea.
But yes, today we're watching Firefly. We're watching the very first episode, the proper first episode, Serenity. We're not watching whatever fucking bizarre choice of an episode they decided to broadcast when this first aired. I don't know if you know about that, Rick.
I didn't. Yeah. All I know is that Fox were shits about it, cancelled it halfway through, and as well as this episode being called Serenity, there was a movie called Serenity, which is the only thing I have seen from this franchise, and I saw about the first 2/3 of it, and I couldn't make any sense of it.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, exactly. I know, right?
There's 13 episodes of lore context.
I knew of River Tam from XKCD, because XKCD was obsessed with River Tam in like the 2000s.
Yeah.
2000s, that's what they're called.
But yeah, Fox were real shits from the beginning, because I never watched Firefly when it first aired. It came out in like 2000, I want to say, and I was not even 10.
Before 2007, definitely.
But Fox were shits from the beginning by playing the damn thing out of order when it first came out.
Oh boy.
Which, you know, talk about set up to fail.
Yeah, they gave them a bag of nails and say, these are for your coffin.
Anyway, Rick, we're doing Firefly today, so yeah, do you want to do your usual countdown so people can watch along?
Yeah, Firefly, Season 1, Episode 1 on Disney+. 3, 2, 1, and go.
I hope you got the volume turned down, because we start with explosions.
I did. I preloaded this bit just to make sure it was working. And the subtitles just say indistinct shouting.
To be fair, it's a good subtitle. Fuck me, it's still too loud. I've barely got any sound on, and it's still fucking loud as piss. I suppose it is a war scene.
It is.
So, this initial shot really does not set the tone very well for what the series will be, because this is a flashback.
Yeah, I'm guessing so, because isn't it most of it basically on the new Millennium Falcon, as it were?
Not really. Most of it's set on the planets they go to.
Okay.
But they do go to the... Yeah, by the way, the ship's called Serenity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this show gave many a nerd a man crush on Nathan Fillion.
As well it should. He's a very handsome gentleman.
That's one way of doing it, eh?
Yeah.
I also suspect that this gave many a nerd a appreciation for more muscular, strong women in the form of Zoe.
Yeah. Although it has been a thing for quite a while.
Oh, absolutely. But again, I would have been like 10.
Yeah. Everyone has an awakening. For most people, it was Xena.
I think my awakening was technically Shigo from Kim Possible. And she wasn't even that muscular.
Yes, yeah, the only skin that she showed was her face.
I just always assumed that she was ripped.
Yeah. Athletic as fuck.
Now, we haven't seen my favourite character yet, and it's not a controversial pick, but Wash is hands down the best character in this show.
Okay. I'm going to have to learn the characters before I make an opinion on this.
I do on quite regularly, because I know fucking Nathan Fillion from other things. I do regularly call him just Nathan Fillion as opposed to Malcolm Reynolds.
Yeah. or the Cade 6.
Well, true enough. Man, they fucked up killing off that character.
Yeah.
Because he was the only character.
They fucked up just with that game in general. Like, they released the first game as a bunch of kludged together fucking Dark Souls 2 spaghetti code. And then the second game, they wanted to make into a live service, and they've done their best to try and do so, but it's been garbage.
It's one of those problems where, is it Bungie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bungie had a falling out with their publisher, basically, in that their publisher didn't want X, but Bungie wanted X. So it's like, it's never going to end well when the publisher and developer don't have a shared vision.
Yeah, here's the weird thing. Bungie wanted to get away from being beholden to Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So they sold their soul to Activision, which, as we know, is a million times worse. We knew then, and we know now that it's multiple millions of times worse.
Yep.
And now they've been bought by Sony, so...
What, Bungie's been bought by Sony?
Yeah.
I fucking missed that news.
Yeah, it was as a response to...
Oh, yeah, because Microsoft now owns Spyro and Crash.
Yeah.
What fucking world do we live in?
Yeah, Microsoft bought, like, the big thing that has everything, and then Sony keeps buying a bunch of little guys out from under other people's noses.
Yeah. Monopolies are not good.
Yeah, no it isn't. Is this guy going to be severed below the waist or something?
They never go for too graphic, even during these grim segments.
Fair enough. Oh man, this bit's too real.
There's no better, swifter way to make a jaded soldier than having them put their very body and livelihoods on the line continuously and still being burning for the fight, only to have high command go, nah. Like, fuck, it's one of the reasons why, well, there he goes. It's one of the ways that Hitler managed to capture the public of the German people. The hearts of the German people, I should say. And 6 years is not a long time to put that shit to rest.
No, it's not. Like, this is nightly nightmares. Oh yeah, Jane's a guy's name in this.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, because this is set in the far future, everyone speaks English, but every so often they throw around Chinese phrases.
Okay.
Because language has evolved. Get loads of hints of that, because you got to be reminded from time to time that, yeah, this is set in a future.
Grim darkness of the far future, where there is only cowboys.
And space savages.
Yeah. Man, an orc western would have gone pretty well, actually.
Sorry?
An orc western would have gone pretty well with them just trying to approximate.
I mean, I've got to be honest with you, the overwhelming evil in this universe can be equated to orcs.
Yeah.
But it's worse because they're just people.
Like, weirdly, orcs are probably the most honest race in 40k.
Yeah. By the way, this is Wash and he is the best character.
Yeah, there we go. I've heard that.
You're also familiar with this actor.
Almost certainly.
Okay, I've forgotten his first name, but his surname's Turdick.
Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with him as a voice actor.
Yeah, he's a voice actor in plenty of things. You've seen him in Rogue One.
Yeah, he was the sarcastic HK-47 analog.
Yeah. They need to do some... Once they're done with the shit they're doing, they need to do some TV shows set in Old Republic time.
Yeah. Well, they're doing the High Republic. It's like 1,000 years before the films, rather than 3,000, 4,000.
I guess that makes sense, because you want to keep the Old Republic open for the tabletop games and whatnot, for people to do their own thing with.
Yeah, the only downside is 1,000 years is very soon compared to certain characters' lifespans. This is like within living memory of Yoda's relatives.
That's fair. Also, fuck me, this actress as well, I can't remember her name, but like you, I also had a friend who had something for her for some reason. It's also very weird to have something known as the Alliance be the de facto antagonist.
Yeah, I feel you. I think that was what they were aiming for, though, I guess, right? Like, trying to subvert the viewer's expectations. You're used to having the Alliance be the good guys.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, because I don't know the writer's motivation. Also, I believe this is another Joss Whedon thing.
I think I've remembered a thing from the movie of the villain going, yeah, I know I'm a piece of shit. The world I'm trying to build has no place for someone like me, but it needs to be done, kind of thing.
Yeah, that is a big part of his spiel.
Yeah.
And the way they deal with that villain is pretty cool.
I forget, so I'm going to be surprised again.
See what I mean about just the occasional Chinese phrase?
Yeah, and then sometimes just go speaking Chinese.
Well, they're not going to translate that.
How sour grapes do you have to be to stop people from, earning a living from things that have been literally discarded for multiple years?
Oh, this is fresh, dude.
Fair enough. It's just a barrel of shit.
It's a good trick, though, you got to admit.
Yeah. You load up this little tiny vessel full of all of the communication equipment that you'd need from something bigger and more important, and yeah.
This is literally Han Solo tricks.
Yeah. I think Wraith Squadron do something similar as well at one point.
Fair, yeah, but that's books. No one reads those.
True. But they are pretty good.
In case you couldn't tell this was a space western, listen to the music.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get the opening theme in a minute. It is important to note that at least the only reason they got away is because the commander is a good person.
Yeah. Like, the one commander is fundamentally good, even though he's prejudiced against, scavengers and thieves.
Well, because lawfully good means the law is you're scavenging and that's illegal. However, he does prioritise saving human lives over, kneecapping some scavengers.
Yeah, at the very worst, he's lawful neutral.
I think lawful good is literally obeying the law, even if the law's stupid. That's why I think that isn't that the joke as to why paladins are lawfully dumb.
Yeah, lawful stupid. Yeah. There's an entire stupid axis. There's lawful stupid. There's stupid good, stupid evil, and chaotic stupid.
Sure. Oh yeah, we've got a Baldwin in this.
Yeah.
Oh, Jewel State, that's the actress's name. I don't know why my buddy had such a... Well, I do know why, she's very cute, but,
Yeah, Summer Glau is the one that everyone used to go nuts over in the noughties.
Sure.
Even though she's a teenager.
Well, funny enough, in the noughties, that's what I was.
Yeah. Ooh, pure copper, is it?
Oh, better than that. I can't rightly recall, but I'm pretty sure that stamp is like, this belongs to us. If you find this and it's not us, kill.
Yep. So I'm guessing Firefly is the technical term for any gang of outlaws that have a ship, right?
Firefly is the class of ship they're flying.
Okay. Because it had a glowing arse, like a thunderbug.
I guess that might be the reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, Han Solo tricks, by the way.
Yeah, open up an entire panel that you can climb inside of.
Yeah, except that's not the purpose. We learned that even in A New Hope.
Yeah. Oh.
I do like that's immediately from duct tape her mouth so she can't talk and then throw her in prison.
Yeah,
Because she's so annoyingly cheerful.
Yeah.
I do like that. The immediate like of, oh yes, we'll be rich. Ah well, let's poor.
Yeah. And then it boils down to, able to have a bath.
Yeah. I do like how Wash doesn't quite have the backbone to do this himself, so he gets his wife to do it.
Yeah, it's like hiding behind your mum and getting her to complain at McDonald's that you asked for no pickles.
But we do also have the double-edged thing of we know that these two fought in the war together, hence the flashback at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
they do have some kind of shared crisis camaraderie.
Yeah. Just going to be quiet for the sex scene because it's very important we hear all of those noises.
Yep.
There is a lot of like fan service shit in this show.
Yeah, I've not heard that part of it, so it must not be that important.
It's not important, and it's somewhat tasteful. Like, you don't see stuff, but you get stuff like this where there's a lot of skin on show.
Fair enough. I'm guessing it's a bit like Game of Thrones, where...
Oh no, Game of Thrones is awful for it, because they just show tits and arse and everything for no reason.
Yep. Well, it was written into the book, so they have to reproduce it, because it's HBO and it's classy.
It's not. No, it's not. It's far from classy.
No. It's muddy nudity. Like, not having seen it, I have seen the meme of Ygritte ridiculing Jon Snow until he realises where his mouth is going.
Yeah, the joke is when you shoot the one man in Westeros who knows how to go down. And this is this character getting really pissed off because if you can't tell already, she's essentially a prostitute. And that bloke just got pissed off because it was like, oh, our time's up, and now he's pissed off. Oh, you probably read the clock, blah, 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 blah.
Man.
It's one of those things where she has no... we find this out later in the thing. She doesn't have any shame for her profession, because their profession isn't explicitly prostitution. It's like, that's part of it, but they're... I think their official term is companions.
Yeah, companionship.
Yeah.
Paid companionship.
So it's not always about that element of it, but obviously a lot of people who aren't very well educated don't know that and boil it down to, oh, you're a whore, and she does not like being called that.
Yeah, like, even in real life, technically, they're escorts and you still have to woo them. Technically.
Well, that's the legal profession, sure, but the
legally.
less monitored one.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's that we're getting political. Oh. Speaking of political, I saw an article the other day that really tickled me.
Oh,
and that was it was a Fox article, so that should tell you all you need to know.
Okay, so like tongue is firmly in cheek for people with brain cell to rub.
Yeah, and that is the headline of the title was Star Trek goes where it's never gone before. Tackling woke politics.
Oh, yeah, like, as if it wasn't doing that in the original series.
Like, it cut to the creator and after saying, yeah, when did it start doing this? And it cuts to the creator, who I'm pretty sure is dead now, just going, in 1966.
Yeah, like Agent Uhura, like being one of the first black actresses to be actually portrayed with respect.
Yeah.
And yet she was still a bridge bunny.
Yeah. Man,
it took them a long time.
This shot's making me sad now because this actor's passed.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's a good comeback to someone who's using your age and trying to be friendly about it, calling you Gramps, and like, yeah. No kids, no grandkids. Jog on, buddy.
Yep. It's also quite interesting seeing that in the future they don't have future guns.
Well, they don't need gunpowder guns don't need charging.
No, I get that.
So if you're in a limited electricity settlement, then yeah, there's a benefit to past guns.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, they don't say goddamn in this show.
Oh yeah, it's Goram, like fucking Zaid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the other way around, but yeah. Zaid is like Firefly.
Well, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah. This is from like 2011 or whatever.
God, I can't believe Mass Effect's so old.
That's Mass Effect 2 as well. Mass Effect 1 was like 2009. Is that the first time he gets his full name given as well?
Yeah. Oh, because everyone calls him Mao or Captain, don't they?
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a real bad thing to be.
It is. Well, except his tie's not around a shirt.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. The reason why I don't like this particular character very much, that is Badger, is being from this part of the UK, I know people who act like this because they think they're really big bollocks because they talk like that.
Yeah, and they normally have multiple hundreds of pounds worth of chains, which would be multiple thousands of pounds worth of chains if they were real.
Yeah. Although that said, I do like the bowler hat.
Yeah. Like, I like hats. I wish that they weren't as stigmatized as they are right now because of neckbeards.
Yeah. Like, I like fedoras. I think they're good. However, I'm a large gentleman.
And it immediately puts you in a pigeonhole that has been carved out for us by people that we do not in any way want to associate with.
Yeah, incels.
Yeah.
That's just part of the problem, but you know.
Yeah, incels, neckbeards, and... yeah.
Also, hanging around places that those people go to because, you know, there's a bit of a crossover with hobbies.
Yeah. Oh, I was going the dark place with that. Oh, boy.
Oh, I meant like Games Workshop and card shops. Where the fuck were you going?
I was going like, oh, yeah, they hang around schools.
Why would I hang around a school, Rick?
Like, I know you don't, but, like, where my brain went. Because that's where incels go, to pick up their 13-year-old girlfriends.
The show is interesting.
Yeah, the show is better. The show is better than my stupid imagination.
I think there's strawberries is what he bribes them with.
He doesn't mind her calling him Grandpa. Oh, okay. He does bring it up, but he's not as combative about it.
Yeah. That's a very pragmatic way of looking at things.
Mm-hmm. Carry the nothing.
I do like how long are we in? We're 25 minutes in, and pretty much the entire main crew, we've got a general vibe as how everyone reacts to certain things.
Yeah. Like, it's doing a good first episode job of introducing main cast.
Yeah.
Not so much in bite-sized chunks, but, like, in relation to other characters as well.
Yeah. Look at that, writing 101, urgency. Oh, right, cool. Reavers is the big overarching threat in the universe, by the way.
Yeah, they're like fast zombies.
They're orcs.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw as part of the movie, it reveals how they are made.
Oh, cool. To be fair, they show you how they make even more in an episode of the series.
Okay, I've not seen that part, but yeah, I've seen the planet where they...
Oh, those are the OG ones, yeah.
Yeah, the OG planet where 90% of people just, like, gave up and died. And 10% of people, the drug went the other way and made them super, hyper, ultra violent.
Yeah.
I guess it's nice for him to be respected for once,
Yeah. Simon doing his best Matt Murdock cosplay.
Yeah. I wonder if Matt Murdock's going to show up in the She-Hulk show.
I don't know, but we did get the announcement about 2 days ago about getting another Daredevil series on Disney+, so anything's on the table.
I mean, they both have the shtick of doing superhuman defense attorney things.
Yeah, except Daredevil tends to neglect the defense attorney things in favour of being a vigilante.
Yeah.
Whereas She-Hulk tends to borders on more doing the defense attorney shtick, but I'm also big buff Hulk level power, so sometimes I will just sort problems out.
Yeah, it's less that she's a hero, more that she happens across things that need solving.
Like, it's a good defense attorney to have in a courtroom when, I don't know, trying a superpowered human in case they do something.
Yeah. A literal defense attorney.
Aha! You're fired.
Oh, if only.
I can't fire you if I don't pay you.
No.
Before people bitch, I don't pay him because we don't make any money.
Yeah, this is true. Man, if only we had a Patreon, we could have no people visiting it.
Yeah. Problem with a Patreon is, like, if we were lucky, we'd probably get, like, one person contributing, and then it would be like, cool, we get $5 a month, and now we have to do all these extra additional things because we said we would.
Yeah. Man, Man, wouldn't it be really funny if it was someone who, like, was doing it for a gag, just to make us do the thing?
I don't care. That means they care enough to, fling money at us.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you give us $400 a month, we'll do one episode a month just for you. Any subject. Yeah. We want you to do a review on Bible Black. Okay.
Well, we'll just bring back Nonsense Review After Dark.
No, that's never coming back.
No, it's never coming back. The running gag is that it's never coming back.
It never saw the light of day.
It was so shit. We thought it was going to be good, and it wasn't. That's a very good defense in the conversation of a lion says jump.
And they do effectively rule the universe.
Yeah.
I like how everyone brings that up.
And of all the people to be concerned about it, he's the only one that's not.
Yeah. But then again, him and Zoe are the only two who really, well, and I suppose Jane, know that if they don't get money for this this stuff that they stole, they're going to not be able to fuel the ship for a while. Which means end of the business, end of the crew, end of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is just cruel, this bit. I can't watch, I'll cringe.
I've not seen it before, therefore.
Yeah, get ready. Yeah, Mao's a dick.
Mm. Yeah, there we are. Him being a bit of a dick, there we go.
A bit of a dick is kind of putting it mildly, too.
Yeah, just engineering, like, an entire field of fallacies. A minefield to navigate.
Yeah.
And here we get the strawberries, there we go. Yeah, fresh as well. Big and plump and juicy.
When all you have to eat is protein powder of all the colours of the rainbow, as Mao put it, strawberries must be godsend. Yeah. And hey, when you know it. That's a good outlook on life.
Yeah.
So what have we learnt about Mao?
Yeah, he's not stopping. He's not stopping food to let anyone else's mumbo jumbo get in the way of his food. But yeah, he's most likely a militant atheist.
Yeah. I know we're being very quiet for today's episode, but we kind of got to pace ourselves for a few reasons. One, it's an hour and a half long. Two, Rick's not seen it, and there's a lot of information to take in.
Yeah, I think that might be the first time I've heard Earth That Was name dropped.
Yeah. Trauma surgeons. That's an important one. That's like, oh, someone got hit by a car and needs to be operated on right now. Okay, I guess I'll scrub up.
Another important word in that conversation was.
Ah, you are listening.
Yeah.
However, I think that more implies the location rather than the occupation, because,
Sure.
we know he's not on the central planets at the moment. He was just on a planet that wasn't quite so much.
Yeah, he's no longer in the place where he was doing what he was doing. Chopsticks and tomato.
Yeah. This table is real tense with just that one confrontation, isn't it?
Yeah. Like the one statement of, walk away from this table.
It also shows that Mao, even though he was wasn't even mean to Kaylee earlier, but was a bit short with her, he still cares about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't see the point in this one.
Yeah, here we go, fan service time.
Like, she's scrubbing up. Do we need to see that? No.
No. I'll have to see more of it before I give you an answer.
I guess the point of this scene is to show that she doesn't care about being seen in the nude. That's another thing about this show. It's like, it doesn't matter who the character is. They've all got a bit of charisma in the sense that they always chat mad shit.
Yeah. And even someone who has their own beliefs and principles, you can tell that they're a good person based on how much they are willing to flex them for the purposes of getting along with people.
Yeah. It's one of those interesting things, though. The reason why Mao feels comfortable exerting a bit of a dominance is he's the captain. He's essentially king on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, these are my opinions. Everyone holds these while they're on my ship. Which is fucked. But you can understand why someone might think that way.
Yep.
That's one way of... That's cool.
Yeah, it is. It stink a piss, but...
No, it flushed immediately once it closed in. Did you? It even had the subtitle, flushing.
Yeah, it had the subtitle of flushing, but not everyone is great at aiming straight.
Well, I think the assumption is that he was.
Yeah. He's the main character, he aims straight.
Oh, we're going to learn about his aiming later on.
Okay.
That is a lot of Chinese.
It was.
I wonder if they actually learnt those words or if they just parroted them.
Oh, hello.
I absolutely love it when people hit people and their hand hurts after.
Because it's meant to.
Yeah. There's a reason.
Does.
There's a reason why karate people do chops and slaps.
Yes. I didn't catch that his name was Shepherd Book.
His name's not Shepherd. Shepherd is his rank.
Yeah, but like, is his title as a priest, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that his name was Book until it was brought up as a subtitle.
That's fair. So yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it? Because Mao was absolutely willing to play ball because he's got his own shit to hide. But you know,
Yeah. Oh no!
there's one person you don't want to get shot.
It's the cute one.
Well, the kid, but yeah.
Yeah.
I see what I mean about chops and slaps.
Yeah. Don't shoot the cute kid. And then yeah. Oh
man, if only we had a surgeon on board, eh?
Yeah.
Man, this is a weird standoff, isn't it? I absolutely love how Jane's first response to someone getting shot is, okay, I'm going to shoot the person who did the shooting.
Yep.
God, I love this show. Sorry, go on.
It's normally a decent response to the person who's normally done the most wrong. Except in this case, you know.
Yeah. They do not have enough time for this shit.
No.
I do appreciate that he immediately dives in as soon as he knows he's safe.
Yeah.
I see what you mean about the shining bottom now.
Yeah.
I've seen this show before, the entirety of it, and I never really made the connection.
That it's called a Firefly because it's designed after a Firefly. With a glowy arse for an engine.
Oh yeah, they got that futuristic shit that doesn't require a needle, you just shoot it straight through the skin.
Well, the implication is it does have a needle, but anybody can administer it with just a trigger.
Well, there is that thing that you can do to prick yourself now, which just pierces the skin via a shot of air rather than a needle.
Okay.
I don't think it's widespread, but
yeah,
it does exist.
Mine is still a little piece of steel.
Oh, fair enough. I don't have one. I don't have anything that requires it yet.
There's a secondary thing where you can get an implant underneath your skin, and you can just, like, read it
you told me this before, and it still makes me go, so stop. I do like how even Jane is concerned enough to, like, peek through a peephole. I appreciate Jane being a ruffian. Now, Rick, before this opens, what do you think's inside it?
Jack.
Huh?
Jack. Subject 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
So what would your first thought be at this revelation?
Huh. We said it in unison. But yeah, I'd assume that she's some kind of clone. And that he's maybe, like, taking some kind of custom sex doll across the universe.
How to break the tension.
Give you your jacket, dude.
I don't know about you, but that super makes me feel uneasy.
Yeah. Like, he could have at least given her some undies.
Okay, but I assume that they needed to... The freezing process would not be clothes-friendly.
Sure.
Potentially freezing them to the skin, which you don't want.
True enough. Fair enough. Man, all I can think of now is the Futurama, like, bikini in a can. You just spray yourself with shit and then you just get clothes out of it. So is she like a super psychic or something?
We don't know that yet. It takes a long time for anything with this character to become solid information that you can actually put away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. Like, she is the enigma of the series, I assume.
Well, I don't feel too bad, because I know you know some shit, because Serenity shows her doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
Which she does not do for a very long time in the series.
Yeah, it's like Jedi Kung Fu.
Yeah. Oy, oy.
Again, apologies for not saying much while we're absorbing the heaviness.
I've already absorbed it, but I don't want to talk over it for Rick's sake. It's a very good thing that he's teamed up with this crew that doesn't like the Alliance anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So canonically, she is at least 16 at this point.
Yep.
Which is important to note, because I don't think people under the age of 16 are allowed to be nude on camera.
No. I think in America it's 18.
Yeah, but they didn't necessarily film certain shots in America, did they?
Sure.
It's one of those weird things, because I think the actress who played Sansa Stark had to have her parents in the room while filming a sex scene because she was underage.
Oh boy, how awkward is that? Oh boy.
Yeah, not great.
That's even worse.
Could you imagine that? You're captaining a ship. By the way, we kidnapped an FBI agent.
Yep. Like, he's probably going to be your pet punching bag from now on, because you can't let them loose.
Yeah. Well, I know how it ends, so...
Yep. It's like the Robotas from fucking Inside Job. They've got the big bad of the first episode as a pet thing in the basement for the entire series.
I didn't continue that show, but fair enough.
Standard Netflix thing, if something that's meant to be a one-shot thing just turns out to be a background thing for all of season 1.
I think that means shut the fuck up. You gotta give this dude some credit, because he does not know shit about how the galaxy works as a whole. And
No.
Here he is going toe-to-toe with Mao.
Yeah. Because he thinks he's now lost everything that could be a dagger over his head.
There you go, he found a trigger point.
Yep.
Do not call him Alliance. Oh, this is such a good rationalization.
Pain is scary.
It's such a Homer line, isn't it? That's a really skeezy line, though.
Yeah, that's the kind of line that gets your throat slit.
To be fair, usually when one encounters a thug, especially when they've got a posh streak up their ass, they do tend to be like, thug, doesn't know anything, this will be easy. It's kind of why Conan gets away with so much shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they're expecting an 8 intelligence barbarian, and he's like at least 14.
Yeah, and the rest.
Yeah.
Depends on the story, admittedly. By the way, interesting fact about Conan. His license is in the public domain everywhere but the States.
Okay.
Because of that Disney bullshit, so they extended the copyright laws on characters. It means Conan still belongs to the estate,
Okay.
Of the guy who created him in America. But everywhere else, it's like, well, no, fucker's dead.
It's one of those things. If you do make something that uses the Conan license, or the Conan IP even, if you're going to release it in America, you're going to have to cut a deal with the estate.
Yeah. And but that's a big market to lose out on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's a big market of people with a lot of disposable income.
Yep. I think the only market that may be bigger is China, but they don't have quite so much disposable income.
No. The ones that do have a lot, the ones that don't have none.
Yep. There's a reason why a lot of the sweatshops are over there.
Yep. I was half expecting that to be a fucking cliffhanger moment next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Nah, we've still got half hour, son.
Yeah. I immediately looked to see if, is this going to be the credits? No, it's not. We've still got another half hour. That's a whole other episode.
But, just having the music change and everyone get nervous and antsy tells you how much of a problem that a single ship of Reavers is.
Yep. Cut power and drift at ballistic speed.
Yep.
Man, that's a statement.
Yep. Like, it's telling that everyone has gone quiet on the ship, even though in space they're not going to hear what's going on in the ship.
It's a real psychological thing.
It is a cool looking ship, though.
It is. One thing that makes me smile, though, is that even though they're only a race of angry rape pillagers, they've still taken the time to paint the ship.
Yeah, because war!
Paint the ship to look even more evil.
So we've got two very different coping mechanisms there. If they board the ship, we've got the companion with her needle of instant death, and we've got Jane loading up a fucking shotgun.
Yeah. Doesn't say he's not going to use it on himself in case of dire mishap. However...
I mean, he also had a wall full of guns, so...
Yeah.
That said, shotgun to the face / head is not a good way of doing that.
No, it's not.
And I'm not going to tell people what is a good way, because we're not that type of show, but
No.
Whenever you think of that thing, you should always take a moment to think, now, what if I fuck this up? What will my quality of life be?
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that you can always put off till tomorrow. And keep doing that until...
Talk to people.
Yes.
It's not a subject I want to make too much light out of.
No, absolutely.
Hey, good news, she can talk.
Yeah.
She's also high as a fucking kite.
Shiny.
That's probably a good thing.
Shit. Yep. Because she can see the other girl in the room.
Yeah, one would assume so.
Yeah. as long as she's able to turn her head, which, you normally can.
I mean, when she first started talking to Mal, Mal was looking at the other person in the room.
Yeah.
Having faith in people will get you killed.
Yeah, plus, the other kind of faith is something that he doesn't have. Oh yeah, she can turn her head, there we go.
You do just kind of want to squeeze her cheeks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like she's a squirrel with cheeks full of nuts. Which you should not do that, by the way. Do not squeeze a squirrel's cheeks if it has nuts in.
No. Yeah, he's going to have fingers in its cheeks as well in a minute.
Just on that topic, by the way, I remember when I worked with meerkats, I got told by the zookeeper, I know they look cute, but don't touch them. And I'm like, why would I touch them? And he went, well, someone did that once and lost a finger. And I'm like, idiot!
Oh. We had some plastic meerkats that we put up in the back garden on springs. And when squirrels used to run along the wall because it was an elevated pathway to elsewhere, they would get to where the meerkats were and freeze.
Yeah, that's good. I've got a dog, so I don't need fake shit.
Yeah. But they get to the meerkats and freeze and be like, shit, this is a fucking weasel. I'm dead. And then eventually they realised that it was made of plastic and they could move along with their lives. But every time there was a new squirrel, it would have the same fucking reaction.
Yeah. Squirrels are dumb.
Oh, they're actually pretty smart, but yeah, compared to
anything else, they are dumb.
Little shitheads as well. They can undo like wing nuts and everything.
What a bombshell for the first episode, eh?
Yeah. Hope you want to attach to that character.
God, the blurring. Oh.
So River's going to now be the replacement mascot.
Yeah, no, Malcolm's a dick. Again, if you didn't know that Malcolm had a bit of a dickhead in him.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing that to someone?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I can imagine it. It doesn't mean I'd do it. It's the Han Solo thing of, I don't know, I can imagine quite a bit.
Ugh. Man, look at this old ass fucking... We've got tech like this that's better now. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Or can you believe, I should say.
Can you believe it? I always think of the same thing when they show like little TVs in the 60s in cars. I'm like, yeah, we got better shit than that now that you can put into your watch.
Yeah. But even having FaceTime, like, people wouldn't have imagined that being a real thing in a few years.
No, like, the idea of a video phone being a thing in your house that's screwed to the wall.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't think far enough ahead for that thing to have skipped being a thing that's hardwired straight to being handheld.
Yeah. That being said, WWF did predict Skype.
Okay.
And their video calls, except their video calls were via the Titantron.
Fair enough. Jumbotron Skype. Yeah.
I like how none of them are fooled by this.
It is her turn.
It's shit.
Hmm. Yeah, don't just keep rolling and hoping for a nat 20.
Yeah. Hoping you remember that later on.
Oh no. Oh no. We don't have a divination wizard to force it either. Oh no.
These do feel like entirely different episodes, but this is just one extra long, well, double length episode.
Sure.
And we know it's double length because on Disney Plus, every other episode is 44 minutes. This one's 88.
Yeah.
Man, will the Duster ever not be cool?
I hope not. Like, I hope it stays cool, because I think it's cool.
I think one of my favourite Rooster Teeth podcast moments was when Blaine was on it. And Bernie was saying how Blaine explained his zombie go-to kit, and in it he had a duster, just because it looks cool. To which Bernie said, and I vaguely quote, "What's going to happen is someone's going to have a story of, oh, where'd you get that duster?" It's like, oh yeah, I shot a guy for it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little hole in the front, a big hole in the back, but, looks cool, right?
Oh yeah, it does. Interesting time to bring this up.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's also Jane. Shoot first, ask later.
Well, shoot first, shoot later, ask if you can remember that you were meant to ask.
Yeah. Speaking of small costume changes making characters look more interesting, this dude looks better when he shed the coat.
Oh, I don't know.
How unnecessary. Isn't it?
Yeah, like, hitting someone twice like that is what you're doing if you're gonna brain them to death, which, as far as I'm concerned, he is now just done.
Well, I've got a spoiler for you. Anyone you saw in the opening credits probably isn't done anytime soon.
Okay.
Also, you saw these characters in Serenity.
It was over 10 years ago, but yes.
Fair. In case you couldn't tell, we're doing Space Cowboys. I like the one random mini tractor.
Yeah, and the one guy's got a top hat.
Who'd he kill to get that, do you think?
Sir Topham Hatt.
I cannot be understated how much power you need to have to knock someone out with a punch.
Yes. Unless you go straight for the medulla oblongata.
Yeah, but even then, if you damage that, dead.
Yes.
Like, there's a certain amount of strength you have to hit to knock someone out of one punch without killing them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I got taught in my, like, skeletal anthropology, do not get hit in this.
Ugh.
He's going to shoot his cock off.
No, for real, like, you don't ever see people check safeties in media. Like, you know why? It wastes half a second of film, but you know. I do like that. I'm getting the goods, but here's also my gun.
Yep.
Man, good throw, good catch. So yeah, you were theorising copper earlier, but just food. Like again, like always, just demonstrating that Kaylee is pure innocent.
Yep, yep.
Dickhead, mate. Can you fuck off now? Innit?
Yep. Man, the little tractor is kind of cute, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why he's got a top hat, so he can get it shot off.
Yeah, didn't quite get shot off, did it?
Well, shot through. It did get shot off, just, also through.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice little bonding moment,
Yeah. Shows that Wash is a good person.
Yeah, yeah.
Boy, everything just goes to shit in these last 10 minutes.
Ah, so this is why Cade uses a massive hand cannon pistol.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely just Mao. Which I think is why a lot of sci-fi nerds were really excited by that game.
Yep. The Maltron 6000.
Yeah. That's pretty badass for a doctor.
Yeah, it is.
I know it doesn't happen that often, but it is just a nice touch having people swear and shit in Chinese.
Yeah, yeah. So when he said that in Chinese, if it weren't for the subtitles, I thought he was just saying, "We're done."
Yeah, that's fair. Like, for real. It's something that always bothers me in Westerns.
Yeah, you're using a horse as cover. Like, it's destructible.
Yeah. I like how she's still annoyed about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have killed you. I come to think of it, I think the Chinese thing is just so that they could get away with swearing.
Yes. Oh, I like the idea that, yeah, the Reavers turn upside down just to present their most armoured part of the ship to the atmosphere for burn-up.
Yeah, they're not complete mindless savages.
Mm-hmm. Like, even a cat knows the most efficient way to do the thing that it wants to do.
Yeah.
You don't get much more mindless and impulsive than a cat.
Oh, God, no. You cannot let this shit work, Simon.
Yeah. It's not exactly killing in cold blood, either.
Yeah, no, he was going to kill a civilian for no reason.
Yeah. And he's one lunge away from another gun as well.
Yeah.
Which he will 100% use.
Yep. Space Cowboys.
And indeed, the gangster of love.
Okay. When are we going to start doing those live-action anime for our reviews? That's nervous laughter because he knows I'll do it.
Yeah.
We're going to get the most badass character-defining moment in about 2 minutes. Or less. Seriously. If you don't find this moment badass, there's something wrong with you.
I thought he was going to ride the horse into the ship, but...
Maybe so. I get you. Wait for it. If you don't think that's badass, you've got issues. I like Cool Jane because he's the only one who's strong enough to fucking throw a dead man.
Yep.
If someone does not want to be lifted, it is very hard to lift them.
Yes. Like, there's a reason they call it deadweight.
Yeah. Dude, there was this thing one time where I've spoken about Owen Hart before on the podcast, I'm pretty sure. But he had a reputation behind the scenes to be a absolute wanker and little shit in like a Dennis the Menace type of way. There was a wrestler called Lex Luger. Now, if you're not familiar, he had muscles like fuck. He was a very show muscle type of man.
Okay.
But they were just that, show muscles.
Sure.
Which means what Owen Hart used to do is they'd have a tag match with, it was Lex Luger and Davey Boy versus Owen Hart and someone else. And when Lex Luger was in the ring, Owen would deadweight and, just put his feet down, and Lex Luger couldn't lift him up, and Lex Luger's going, ah! And then go, oh, fuck it, tag in Davey Boy. And then Davey Boy's in, and Owen Hart would be like, yep, and you got fucking Davey Boy doing these stupid lifts with Owen Hart, making himself look like a goddamn monster. So yeah, little shit.
My favourite trope for show muscles is just punching him in the place where you think they've taken the steroids.
Oh no.
One of the guys who used to work with his brother just suddenly doubled in size, and his way of getting back at him was just punching him in the leg.
Oh man. By the by, you like spacecraft shit, right?
Yeah.
Go. Here's your fucking 5 minutes of porn.
Yep. The little sidewindy bits. Yeah. Just like Beggar's Canyon back home.
Okay. I like how Haley's down here directing shit. Shepard needs to be there because he knows what everything's called. Jane's there because...
Yep. In case a lever needs pushing really hard.
I guess so, right? But you got to bear in mind, Kaylee usually does all that shit, so you'd have to assume there's not that much force needed.
Usually, yeah.
You ever heard of a Crazy Ivan?
No.
It's one of those things that occasionally gets referenced in other sci-fi shit, and this is where it originated from.
Okay.
I do like that. Where is it? And Kayla's like, I'm pointing. That's the face of someone who's like, yeah, simple my arse.
This lunchbox full of, like, kids' first attempt at using LEDs.
Oh, yeah. How to make an electronic thing look electronic in sci-fi. Just throw a bunch of wires in there.
Bunch of wires, a bunch of flashing things, one big thing that stays lit. There we are.
I guess it's at least a minimum of a 2-person job anyway to pull that manoeuvre.
Sure.
How much fuel do you think you burn doing that shit?
All. Like, the rest of this trip is going to be ballistic movement. Which isn't bad, because there's not a lot of friction out in space.
True.
Like, most of what you need fuel for out in deep space is avoiding gravitational pulls.
Oh, fair enough.
And slowing down on the way to the thing that you're trying to land at.
Okay.
Because the fastest you can possibly go is to accelerate until halfway in your journey and then decelerate from there.
Okay. It's also space, because bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, there you go. Just enough to get to a fuel station. How convenient. I fucking love Wash so much.
Yeah.
We do get a flashback at one point where he gets first recruited and he's got a really shitty little mustache. It's quite funny.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, Zoe fucking hates him.
Oh, okay.
So that's always entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Now, I don't know if you're going to continue watching Firefly, but there is a moment where Shepard has to arm up to help. And when everyone says, you're a Shepard, you're not allowed to kill, he has this really badass line of, yeah, but God's a bit more forgiving about kneecaps.
Yeah. That's the same thing about Archbishop Odo in, like, 1066. Whenever he's depicted on the Bayeux Tapestry, not only does he steal the scene, but he's always wielding a fucking mace to avoid bloodshed.
Oh, yeah, because it's so hypocritical, isn't it?
Yeah. You can brain someone and, like, literally kill them.
I mean, if you're up against knights, a mace is a fucking go-to weapon.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, maces and warhammers, yeah. Like, Warhammer's probably the better one because you got a choice of bash in or pick through.
Yeah, except you want a mace because then you get to hold a shield. Because unlike Dark Souls 2 unlike Dark Souls 3, a shield is actually useful in real life.
Yeah. And you probably do want a two-hander Warhammer IRL.
Warhammers weren't really that good for single combat. Were only really good for single combat.
Yeah. You could have a poleaxe version.
Well, it's no longer a hammer, is
combat.
it? Warhammers were actually pretty decent on horseback, to be fair.
Yeah. Just, anything longer is better.
Yeah, by that point, go for a halberd because it's everything.
Yeah. Or a billhook.
You're getting a bit too late in the game for that, though.
But yeah, there's a lot of blades on sticks that go well on horses.
Yeah. This is, I think this is important dialogue that's about to happen.
Just the bit where they figure out that he actually just forgot and left the knife there.
Could you imagine having someone on your crew who you know will turn on you, but just hasn't had the right criteria met yet?
Yeah, like, they openly have a price point that no one has yet met.
Yeah.
It's like the good old mercenary. If you have mercenaries as a backbone of your army, unless they have some super honor code of, the first person that hired us, no matter what, is the one that holds the contract, they could be bought again.
That's usually how they play them in media. However, it's usually, I will offer this obscene amount of money, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why the Swiss Guard is so well known as the 100 who protected the Pope when his armies turned on him, because his armies were all mercenaries from Germany.
Yes.
And, he couldn't afford to pay them, which is a bit of a problem.
I think the Swiss Guard are the only mercenaries that Switzerland are allowed to have.
The Swiss Guard back then were explicitly used to guard the Pope.
Yeah.
I think they still are, in fact.
Yeah, I think they are. I think that's the only permanent military that they can have. Everyone else is trained and does the national service, but they can't be permanent military.
Well, it's one of the... Well, yeah, because Switzerland's got that vow of neutrality. However, Switzerland is dangerously close to Russia.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Well, you've also got to bear in mind, that's how fucking historic this conflict was, in that Switzerland broke their fucking neutrality.
Yeah. To protect the Pope.
What? No. Not in this instance.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about right now. In supporting Ukraine.
No,
the Swiss Guard technically doesn't answer to Switzerland, they answer to the Pope.
Okay.
So therefore they don't need to be neutral.
Fair enough.
I completely missed that entire conversation, but,
Yeah, so did I. The important one was the one that came just before it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Joss Whedon. Dickhead. Needs to be said every time his name's mentioned. Please work. We've been on a string lately of just that working.
Yep.
So yeah, only a minute of credits, because this was out before Disney Plus took over everything.
Yeah. I think they might have a bit of text-only credits for other language subtitles, but that's about it. They don't have other dubs or anything.
Yeah, but it's like nowadays you got credits, you get the fucking craft team for France and stuff in it, and it's just like, okay, fair enough, you want your name to be credited on a film, but fuck off. Yeah, we got about 40 seconds.
2002. 2002, that's when it was.
Oh, I would have been 10, literally.
Yeah.
Oh, good old 20th Century Fox logo as well. Yeah, Deutsch Fassung, which I think means German dub.
Mit dem Stimmen von Malcolm.
But yeah, man, that's a good show, isn't it?
Yeah. It was good. It does make me want to watch more.
Well, that's good. You've got about 13 episodes before you have to watch the... Don't watch the movie.
Before I have to watch the movie again to get some kind of closure and be able to see the movie that I've already seen with some actual fucking context, you know?
Well, it's one of those weird things where the reason why characters get endings, as in permanent endings in the movie, is because Joss Whedon was convinced he'd never get another chance to do anything, so, okay, I can just do permanent things. Also, Alan Tudyk had other filming commitments.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very cheap reasoning to kill off that character.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, kind of touched on it already, but what did you think?
I thought it was good. It was a nice way of melding the two genres, and I can see why so many other things try to evoke this, like Outer Wilds.
Yeah,
without being the same series and the same world. Things like Outer Wilds are just going, oh yeah, we want to do the same thing again and let people have the same degree of wonder and discovery about something that we all know we're going to enjoy.
Yes.
But yeah, how about you? What did you think on a rewatch?
Good. This isn't the first time I've rewatched episode 1, because it's a very good... it's very good at establishing all the characters, which is what an episode one needs to do.
Yeah. I think we even brought that up during the episode, that not all of the character establishments are just the character. They're also bouncing off each other. It's not just the character, it's how they interact with the rest of the team.
Also, Disgaea, of all things, has referenced this. There is a spear that you can get in Disgaea 2, which is called Sky Piercer or something, which is the name of Lu Bu's weapon in Dynasty Warriors. However, the description of it is, curse your sudden yet inevitable betrayal.
Yes.
So it's really fun when you get a 2-for-1 Easter egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's, shall we say, wind down and do our usual closing statements. Rick, favourite moment?
Right at the beginning, Wash playing with dinosaurs, with two great lines of, this land we shall call this land, and the curse your sudden yet inevitable betrayal.
Swear, you can never have carnivores and herbivores coexist for too long, man.
No. There's an entire show about it called Zootopia.
Movie that I think you're thinking of the
movie Zootopia, show B-stars,
which I'd never gave a fair chance, but I also kind of don't want to.
Episode 2 is less miserable. But yeah, how about you? What was your favourite moment?
I called it when it came out, and I'm gonna stick to it, and that is Malcolm Reynolds coming back to the ship, doesn't need to say a word. The guy is going on an evil spiel with a gun to a little girl's head, and Malcolm doesn't need to say a word, lifts up gun, shoots bad guy, keeps walking like nothing happened.
Yep. Sees the situation unfolding, just grimly strides up, full speed.
Yep.
Doesn't waver. Blam.
I believe we actually glossed over the line, but earlier on in the episode, he does say to Simon, if I ever kill you, you'll be awake, you'll be looking me in the eye, and you'll be armed, which is all things that character he shot was.
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
But unfortunately, we can't only dwell on the good, we do have to touch upon the negatives. So to that end, Rick, weakest link.
Weakest link is that we all know that it ended. We all know that it ended too soon, and as you say, I say we all know, but I didn't know until today, that it was set up for failure by Fox by airing them out of order. So the weakest link is Fox, really.
Yeah.
But how about you? Who is your weakest link?
I mean, I entirely agree with you. I was gonna say the weakest link was no second season, but yeah, pin it on Fox because it was Fox. There is actually a very specific individual who you can pin this on. I can't remember her name, but she constantly, whenever she appears on a panel or interview, she always goes. She has a go-to quote, which is, "Everyone always blames me for Firefly ending, but they never give me credit for airing it in the first place." It's like, yeah, because you set it up to fail.
Yeah.
There's also a time when someone mentioned that during a panel, which both Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk were on, and one of them gave the anecdote of, Wikipedia, it has in big letters that she's the reason Firefly was cancelled. Once a week, it gets taken off and then put back up, and then they just smile as if they're the person who's fucking putting it back up every time. I have no proof for that, but I have my suspicions.
They take turns. Someone's got to be sleeping at some point, but yeah, they take turns.
But yes, let's end on our high note. Rick, MVP.
MVP is between Malcolm Reynolds and Nathan Fillion. I think I'm going to give it to Nathan Fillion because he was able to command a lot of scenes just by smouldering.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So, it obviously was in character, but by the same token, it's difficult to extract the character from the actor in hindsight because of how inextricably linked they are now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it 51% to Nathan Fillion. How about you? Who's your MVP?
Set dressing.
Yeah. Normally I gush about the ships, but the ships weren't the focus. And even when they were the focus of a scene, it was all about the tension of the scene rather than, the visual spectacle.
Yeah, I'd agree with you and give it to Mal/Nathan Fillion. However, you've given it, and I feel like everyone in charge of environments in general, not just set dressing, but environments, like the place where the shootout was going to take place, the Serenity, the ship itself, even Persephone. Great. It looks like worlds.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. And yeah, I don't think we can do much better than that.
And yeah, if you've made it this far, you know the drill by now, guys. We do appreciate you listening. If you want to let us know what you thought / give us ideas for future episodes, we have the comment section down below on YouTube. If you're not watching via YouTube but listening via one of our many audio platforms, you can instead send us an email. Where would they send said email to, Rick?
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yes. And alas, it had to happen someday, but with that we come to an end of our May the 4th, and we can stop being idiots and go back to our normal scheduled broadcast.
Yeah, and by the time you listen to this, Kenobi will be out, so I'm envious of future you.
Yes. We were actually debating having Kenobi be our final episode. However, because of the timings, with me going to MCM on that day, we wouldn't be able to watch it.
Yeah, it was a poor choice that was always going to not work out well, and I think this was a good ending to the month.
Yeah.
All the best, everybody. Bye!
Keep yourself safe and keep yourselves happy. Toodles.